Wow, that's a $1,000 view. And so is this. These are Athlon Cronus 10 by 50 laser range-finding binoculars with a street price of about $1,000. We're going to see what you get, how well it performs, and is it worth it on this episode of Moondog Reviews. Alright, first let's see what you get in the box, and rather than put you through a tedious unboxing video where I'm fumbling through the contents, let me just show you the contents of the box. So there you go. These are the Athlon Cronus 10 to 50 millimeter range-finding binoculars. And they are range-finding because it has a built-in laser rangefinder in the system that you would actually look through the glass, and it is all built in. I got a chance to check out Athlon's newest Cronus products over at SHOT Show this year, but this is the first time I've got my hands on their binoculars. And just taking a look at this, if you can see, it is entirely covered with a rubberized textured surface on here, nicely knurled so to provide a lot of good grip, whether you have wet hands or your hands are in gloves in cold weather. And this is a substantial set of binoculars here. It's about a little over 2 pounds, 1,080 grams. That's like 38 ounces in freedom units. And so it is a substantial piece of glass that you are holding here. And this is, let's just take a look at the glass here. And these are nice retained front lens caps. But this is ED glass, which means it's extra low dispersion. And this will eliminate or greatly reduce any chromatic aberration that you may have. That's the purple fringing that can happen. It's a prismatic effect when light goes through any glass. But this has special coatings, and the glass itself is created to reduce that sort of bending of light, so you'll have a much clearer picture. We'll find that out soon enough, but you can see nice big objective lenses and nice big ocular lenses in the back here. This has internalized pop-up eye cups, and they can be adjusted, the diopter there, and has a nice big fat focus wheel back here, so you can get some really good fine focus because it is so large. You don't have to over torque those with your fingers. The controls for the laser rangefinder, and you'll be able to see it through the right eyepiece only, but you'll see we'll take it outdoors and we'll look through the glass so you can really see, because it's really hard to tell looking at it here on the desk here, but you'll be able to see the diagrams and the readings. You turn it on using this button, and you also select, but the M button, the mode button, allows you to cycles through different modes and screens, and this is your select button. You can read all of that in the instruction manual. It is powered by a single CR2 battery, and that fits in here. This where usually you would have a tripod mount in the front hinge here, but this is actually the battery cover. And you can access that by using a coin to open up, and you can drop a CR2 battery. Now, interestingly enough, it did not come with a CR2 battery, at least not my box didn't. But so overall, feels good. We'll take it outdoors, and I'll figure out a way to mount a camera on our right lens here to take a look at what we're seeing and get a sense of how clear, sharp the glass is, and how accurate this range-finding mechanism is. Next. So we're going to start with my reference targets to do a resolution test. Now, I usually do this at 100 yards, but these binoculars are 10 power fixed. So it's a little bit of a challenge to make out any of the resolution lines. So instead, we'll do our resolution test at 50 yards, and I've used its laser rangefinder to confirm our distance. The display can be set to metric and can also indicate the relative angle to your objective target. Alright, I'm going to make a still frame here so that we're not dealing with distractions from heat shimmer, and we can look at the details of our reference targets. Okay, based on my observations, naked eye, the image is quite bright, vibrant, and saturated with a lot of detail. Looking through the camera image, though, it does introduce some distortions, especially around the outer edge of the image. It's much more pronounced in this video footage than it does in real life. I can see a bit of glare and light bleed on the lenses. It's high noon and these binoculars don't have sunshades. Despite that, I can make out the targets quite clearly. Looking at the target on the bottom left, it's easy to make out the 22 sized holes on the reactive sticker target in the center. I can also make out 2 additional 22 holes on paper below that sticker target. There is a third hole, but it's a little hard to make out. Next, let's take a look at the U.S. Air Force optical resolution chart on the bottom right of this board. I can make out both horizontal and vertical lines down to element 3 and group -1. But with my naked eye, because these are binoculars, looking through both lenses, I could see down to element 4 and probably element 5 if I hadn't stared at the sun so much as a child. The Cronus' laser rangefinder has a maximum range of 2,000 yards, but in the real world it's usually far less. Let's find out. Now, it was a very breezy day, but there was some marine haze, or perhaps smoke from Oregon. Oh, yes, blowing all the way down from there. But we're going to start by seeing if we can laze a nearby object, this rooftop here. And yeah, I'm getting 116 yards. And let's see if we can laze the back of this truck, this van here, at 568 yards. And let's see if we can get the license plate reflecting off of, yeah, 650 yards there. And let's move down, further down the block. We are getting, what, at 685 yards, and even further down, another block, 750 yards. Yeah, we're still getting reflections that far out. Okay, let's see if we can get the reflection of the back of this bus here. That is at 884 yards. And let's see if we can find an even further car, a couple of blocks down. Let's see on the other side of the street. Anything? No, those are a little harder to get reflections off of. Let's see if I can find another car on this side of the street. No joy. Let's see. There we go. Oh, 1,100, over 1,000 yards. Okay, let's move up even further down the block. Let's see if we can get that vehicle. Wow, 1,242. Okay, let's keep on going. See if we can get another parked car, license plate, and wait, that's 1,300 yards. Wow, okay. Now let's see if we can get that one car stopped there. The license, maybe something reflecting. Nope. Okay, let's see if we can get a window from this building here. Anything? Oh yeah, 1,400 yards. Wow, that is impressive. All right, let's push our luck here. Let's see if we can get any larger building with bigger windows, maybe out to 2,000 yards. Anything? Maybe? No. Nope, not that building. Let's see if we can find another building with big windows that would provide some good reflection on this laser. Nope. Bigger windows here, maybe? And oh, no joy. So it looks like 1,400 is going to be our maximum detection distance today. So under these conditions, that's not bad. All right, so we've had a chance to test out these binoculars, but before I get into what I really think about them, I want to ask you a quick favor. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. It is absolutely free, doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but when you hit the like and the subscribe buttons, you're influencing the algorithm. It's more likely to suggest this video to other folks who haven't watched it, who have interests like yours. So you're doing them a favor, you're doing me a favor, you're doing a solid. All right, I want to thank Athlon for sending these out to me for testing and evaluation, but I'm not sponsored by Athlon, so I'm under no obligation to say anything positive about these binoculars. In fact, it's missing a key feature that I think, especially for the price you're paying for this, you'd expect, and that is it is missing a simple tripod adapter socket. And what that is basically a screw hole in the front of the binoculars that you would screw in a tripod adapter so you could attach this to a tripod. You have to basically attach it via a strap or some sort of clamp, like I did, and you know, for the price you're paying, you'd think they'd be able to figure out a way to attach this to a tripod. But you know, it is what it is. Now, in terms of what you are getting for what you're paying, these things are amazing. Now, I have a pair of Celestron 20 power binoculars that I've been using forever, and you know, I use it at the range to be able to spot my targets. And I was perfectly fine with those until I looked through these, and it's like night and day. I mean, it's like when you first saw a 4K flat screen versus a 720p flat screen. That is the difference between a pair of these binoculars and just sort of any binocular that's under $500. The level of detail, the brightness, the clarity is breathtaking. In fact, the video footage that I took doesn't even do it justice because, well, I had to back away from the eyepiece a bit to attach the camera clamp, and it wasn't an ideal eye relief. So what I was seeing through my naked eye without the camera was way better than you're seeing with the video footage. But hopefully I was able to capture a little bit of the sharpness and resolution you saw in the resolution test. And in terms of the accuracy and of the range finding system here, I was able to compare the readings I was getting through the glass here with Google Maps, and this thing is spot on. What I was seeing at 1,400 yards was at 1,400 yards. So yeah, these are pricey, but in terms of its performance, I think it's well worth what you're paying for, especially if you are able to pick up a pair of these, if you have the budget for it. And if you are interested in picking one of these up, you can find product links and more information on my blog, my full written review at moondogindustries.com. So definitely check that out. Again, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Moondog out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.